The beginning of the story, I have to go back to my father, who his mantra was, why would you buy something if you could make it? And he built his own car from scratch. As a child, I saw that, take place, and it was something that I wanted to do. Because my dad was always a Ford guy, and it's in my blood, so that's what I want to do. So I kind of took an Italian body and integrated it into a Ford V8, not a V12, a V8. I met my wife. She borrowed me money for a transmission while we were dating, and I said, that's the kind of girl that I want to marry. And I started the project at the end of my honeymoon in the basement, and the reason I chose the basement was I wanted no reason to not finish it. For 17 years of my life, it was my life. For along the line, it turned into an obsession, and she knew it, and I had my head stuck in the sand, and that's when my life started to spiral out of control. I came home one night after work, and I got the Dear John letter on the kitchen table. Said, I can't take this anymore. I've taken our 3-year-old daughter. And I think at that point I realized it was an obsession. And I prayed to God to help me fix this. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be a divorced dad with a daughter that I would share with my ex-wife. I never thought of the daughter's perspective. I thought of my own life. And for the first time, I had actually looked at somebody else's feelings on my actions. I, at that point, decided I wasn't going to spend every night in the basement anymore. My wife and I reunited. We got now 2 kids. And the project now got very lengthy. That's why it took over 17 years, is I was very cognizant of time being spent away from my family. I devoted a lot more time to my family. And she helped me lower the engine into the chassis, and she actually took an active role. Because I think of the modified behavior and stuff, then she was okay with it. She was back to what she thought she was going to get involved in when I first met her. The culmination was with my oldest ended up in the hospital, paralyzed from the waist down with Guillain-Barré autoimmune disease. And for the first time in my life, I felt helpless. I've always looked as myself as being a fix-it guy. I can fix anything. I have many resources. I can do just about anything. And this I couldn't fix. And the second time I prayed in my life was, God, if you could have her walk out of here under her own power, I'll do anything you ask me to do. 10 days later, she was miraculously healed and walked out of the Children's Hospital to everybody's amazement. I turned my life over to God at that point. I said, if you have the power to do that, I need to give you the glory. The car symbolized to me the man I used to be. It was a scar I was wearing on my heart. Every time I looked at it, it reminded me of who I used to be. I thought the best way was to remove it. I put on eBay to the highest bidder. I really didn't care how much I got for it. I just wanted it gone. Mark and David came to me and said, I think there's a better purpose for this car all along. We like to call it as a hook, to draw people in and then hear the story. They walk away with a little bit more than they thought they were going to get. It can be misinterpreted as car building, perseverance, dedication is wrong. That's not what we're trying to say. Putting priorities in your life where they need to be. Your salvation, number 1. Your family, 2. I believe the Lord works with us as vessels, but this is the advertisement side. If that gets them in the front door and I'm able to witness to them, and maybe they walk away with just a little nugget, just something, then I'm doing what I should be doing. I'm on a mission now to tell my story.